Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, like I always say, welcome to the channel. Today is Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. I hope that you're all doing well, that you had a great November and a great Thanksgiving holiday to the extent that you celebrate. And in today's video, I want to share with you my recap of November and a brief preview for December. So I'm going to jump right into it. In my last video, when I recapped October, I talked about how big of a month October was. It doesn't even come close to November. November was one of the most eventful months that I've had in my life in several years, a couple years anyway. I had a really big shift, a big life altering shift that if you've been following me on social media, you know all about. But I'm going to share with it here for anybody who doesn't already know. So early in the month of November, I decided to leave Ignite Recruitment, which is now called Renvio, and start my own recruitment company. It was a mutual decision between the CEO of Renvio and myself to part ways. Very unexpected on my part. I didn't expect in the foreseeable future period to part ways with the company, let alone this month. But I had a conversation with him, just touching base, early in the month, and it came up. Some things came up, and in our conversation, and it was like I said, a mutual, extremely civil and positive um, decision for us to part ways and um, agree to work on projects in the future as the opportunities arise and when it makes sense for everybody involved. So um, I just want to say that I struggle to put into words how much I appreciate the opportunity to have worked with Ignite and Renvio for the last few years. I started as a 1099 recruiter in their big hundreds of people recruitment network back in the spring of 2021. And in the late summer of 2022, I was asked to become an account executive at the company. And it's just been an extremely positive experience for me. A challenging experience because they're a startup and I was 1099 commission only, trying to help grow the company from a business development standpoint as well as delivering to clients, old and new. And it was challenging. It wasn't sunshine and rainbows. It was very like there were times throughout where I questioned myself whether or not I made the right decision. And um, when things got tough in turn, like in my mind, I decided to stay on the course and do whatever I could to try to build my career within the organization and just doing my best and I learned an awful lot there and made some really good friends there. I have to thank Chad, the CEO, Jeff, the COO, Hunter, one of the partners, and a colleague of mine that I had had started building a relationship with from the very beginning, and the rest of the team. Thank you all for the opportunity to work with you. Um, every single one of these people at the company that I named and everybody else who works there and has worked there made me feel extremely welcome and valued and appreciated within the organization, both as just like a person and as a member of the visually impaired community. I made no secret. It was no secret within the organization that I have retinitis pigmentosa and that my visual impairment has a direct impact on my ability to do my job the same way as other people, most people could do it. And conversations about that were had at various points throughout my time there. And it was always very positive, and everybody was always understanding and empathetic. And I have no complaints about my time there outside of like normal like work complaints like this like at various points where you're like, oh, this sucks, like this is hard, this isn't what I thought it was going to be, sort of a thing that comes with just about every job I've ever had, and I think most people can agree that that's happened in almost every job that they've ever had too. So but yeah, I wouldn't have changed. I wouldn't have changed anything that I experienced there at all. Um, and I'm happy to move forward with with those friends in my life, and hopefully some opportunities to collaborate together in business in the future. And like I've mentioned on social media, in a couple of places, I decided to start my own recruitment company and to focus pretty much exclusively on legal search, so attorney search for big law firms, AM 100 firms, primarily in the disciplines of private equity and mergers and acquisitions. That's pretty much what I was focusing on during my last several months at Rinvio, and I really enjoy that space, as I've mentioned in a previous video. And I'm going to be continuing my I'm going to be building my new company off of that plan to work with top law firms in finding top private equity and mergers and acquisitions talent. So thank you again to Chad and Jeff and Hunter and the rest of the team for a great experience, and I'm looking forward to working with you guys in the future as opportunities become available. I would highly suggest that if anybody has any contingent staffing needs or even direct hire needs, to please reach out to Rinvio, because their team is very efficient and well equipped at delivering to clients on both of those levels. So I would suggest reaching out to them for your staffing and recruitment needs. That's the big development this month. Like I said, this is the biggest shift in my life in a really, really long time, for better or worse. This is a very positive shift. This is probably the biggest positive shift in my life in over 5 years. Definitely. 2021 and 2022, I had some pretty unfortunate things happen in my life, and have been kind of on the mend ever since. But this is definitely, like I said, in the last at least 5 years, the biggest positive shift that I've had in since joining the company at least 3.5 years ago. But I'm really excited about my new journey. I feel like it's something I've always wanted to do, meaning starting my own company. I kind of thought about doing it back in 2016 before I got my first job after college, but I ended up getting a job and had a couple of jobs, and then over the years, and ended up at Ignite. Worked with my buddy, a childhood friend of mine, on one of his startups for a period of years, and now it's all led me to here. So I'm glad it didn't. I'm glad I didn't start a business 8 years ago. I don't think I would have been ready for it. I didn't. I definitely didn't have the skill sets at the time. I definitely feel like I do now. In the experience in working both a 9 to 5 job for a period of years and working for a couple of startups, I feel like I have been able to draw upon. I'll be able to draw upon the experiences from every place I've ever worked to help propel my business and the next stage of my career and my life. Um, I'm I'm really, really looking forward to it. I think that not only um, will this be beneficial for me from a career standpoint, but I feel like being my own boss, as much autonomy as I had at Rinvio, I'll have more autonomy now. Being my own boss will definitely allow me to dedicate more of my time to the Foundation Fighting Blindness, and will also give me more time and freedom to take time, if not every day, at least on some sort of regular basis, to enjoy my life visually while I can still enjoy my life visually. You can still enjoy life if you're blind, totally blind, but there are certain things that you can only enjoy visually while you have some usable vision. And I've mentioned that in a previous video before. Just wanted to reiterate that now because that's definitely important in this situation. So yeah, very excited for everything. I think it's the best move forward. I think, like I said, it benefits all parties involved for us to part ways, and we did. So, um, without getting too wordy about it all, which I think I already did, but that's okay because this is. I'm still kind of in shock that it happened, but and even though it was a month ago, but uh, yeah, I ultimately made the decision on the 3rd of November to do that. So, um, yeah. So as for the rest of November, my birthday was in November. It was November 10th. We had, I think, about 20 people at the house. It was a great get together on my actual birthday. The Steelers won. Um, a lot of great people were here. Thank you so much to my mom for putting on another great celebration and get together, for making great food and ordering great food and a cake and allowing me to celebrate my life here um, at the house. I really appreciate that. Um, and I appreciate her friends, who are also my friends, for coming and celebrating with me, as well as some of my own friends, for coming and celebrating with me. Some of which surprised me, that I didn't know were coming, and really, really just made my day extra special. So it was a great birthday. I am continuing, to raise money for the Foundation Fighting Blindness Pittsburgh Vision Walk. We have till the end of the calendar year to raise as much money as we can. So that's been something that I've been focusing on. I had my annual blood work done this month, or when I say this month, I mean November, which is a big deal because I have a lot of metabolic diseases that run in my family, primarily type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure. And I, uh, since I already have a retinal condition, I don't want to exacerbate that by another condition that could create retina problems. So I get annual blood work done every year. My blood work was perfect, the best it's ever been, which is kind of amazing because this year I kind of slacked off this year on my diet and exercise. I've still been really good, but not as good as I usually am. But I guess that's just how consistent I've been over the years. That it's um, hasn't really made a negative impact on things, which is awesome. Uh, we celebrated Thanksgiving here at the house on this past Thursday. It was very low key. Just my parents and my sister and I, my cousins and my aunts that usually join us. The past couple of years have been doing their own thing, and so we just had a very small dinner. We actually didn't even have chicken and stuffing and the usual stuff. We had steak, mashed potatoes, baked potatoes with marshmallows in them, green bean casserole, salad, like chocolate tart little pie things, and a pumpkin roll for dessert. So everything was really great. My mom did a fantastic job, and yeah, it was a great day. Uh, Finally, I've been really enjoying in November a lot of football, both college football, Penn State football primarily, of course, and um, Steeler football, of course, as well as other college football and NFL games that are closely tied to Pittsburgh, or Penn State. Really enjoying my time being able to watch some football as well as hockey. I probably watched more regular season hockey this month than I probably ever watched, and I love it. It used to be something I didn't get into unless the Pittsburgh Penguins made it to the playoffs, but I, just decided to give it a whirl this year, and I've watched most of the games, and it's exciting and fun, and It's it's been a real enjoyable experience. Also been enjoying a lot of Christmas music and movies, particularly in the last week or so. I typically don't start any of that stuff till around Thanksgiving. Already watched Christmas Vacation a couple times. Already watched bits and pieces of Elf a couple times, and a couple other movies. And haven't gotten too deep into the music yet, but that'll start soon, I'm sure. Um, but yeah, that was November. It's been a very eventful month. A lot of introspection, a lot of reflection. Internally in my mind and in my heart. Um, Outside of sort of these things that I'm discussing now, I've also had some pretty deep discussions with people that are close to me, about some things related to my vision and my journey with vision loss and how difficult it's been and how certain people's reactions to my situation have been uh, that I've disagreed with and have decided after carrying a lot of anger for a really long time to fully commit to forgiving people for reacting to my condition differently than I would have preferred they acted, and um, really trying to strive towards a place of peace with all of that and with my visual impairment in general. I'm not going to get into any details there, but because those are private, but um, the people that I've needed to speak to about it, I've spoken to about it, and I'm hopeful for a clean and fresh start moving forward to the best of everybody's ability. So that's really summing up November. Um, I am really looking forward to December for the most part, with Christmas and a couple other things happening. Of course, football. Penn State's doing very well. They're going to make it to the playoffs. They're playing in the Big Ten championship this weekend against Oregon, and Penn State hasn't done this well in the entire time I've been following them over the last 12 years. So it's exciting. So I'm excited to watch a lot of that football. Excited to watch a lot of Steeler football and other NFL football. The Steelers are also doing very well at 9-3, and just really looking forward to the Christmas holiday. Some other things that are coming up, um, that I don't want to really talk about now, that are kind of at the forefront of my household. Um, Things are coming up in December that aren't they aren't nothing's life threatening. Nobody's life isn't, like, nobody has any life threatening diseases or conditions or anything like that, or health problems, but someone could really use some prayers right now. Um, that isn't Who isn't me, someone other than me could use some prayers right now, um, for a smooth process later on in December. So if you believe in prayer or just sending positive healing thoughts, please send them to the Bernardo household for the month of December as we end the year. Um, that pretty much wraps things up. I'm going to be speaking briefly at a gala on Thursday, thrown by Judy, one of our trustees here at the Foundation Fighting Blindness. She's a trustee for the foundation and throws an annual gala and to raise money for the cause, and I'll be attending that for the first time and speaking briefly there, and I'm really looking forward to that. And also, I don't really know what else. I'm not going to do a recap of December, but what I'm going to do in a couple of weeks is film a recap of the year where I just go over the main big themes and developments of the year and talk a little bit about what's coming up in January. If I was thinking about this video a month or two ago, it would have been a very different video than it's going to be because of all the things that have happened this month. But I'm really looking forward to it, making the video. Looking forward to rounding out the year on a high note, particularly as far as my career is concerned, and bringing in the new year and seeing where 2025 takes us. So that's all for today. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Oh, it's only 21 minutes. That's not as long as I thought. Hope you all enjoyed it. I hope that you give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and leave a comment with any thoughts or opinions. And hope that you all enjoy the next few weeks, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you very much.